paid off, seeing as she's a state qualifier and as a freshman nonetheless. Please give a warm welcome to Evelyn Shu.
They steal. They don't belong. You're dangerous. You, a man with more power than you, tells me that immigrants poison our land. You look at me, a 14-year-old, as if I committed a crime, casting a face that I can only describe as disgust. What crime could I possibly commit? Existing? I close my eyes and I dream. And in that dream, I began to see the life of my grandparents. I see my home in Vietnam, the mountains, busy streets, the market, my family business. But as a Chinese in Vietnam, discrimination was persistent. The government took our jobs, closed down Chinese schools. We were forced to let go pieces of our Chinese identity if we wanted to be seen as equal. Then the war came. It was the last time I knew comfort. I remember the first bombs, flashes of fire, dead neighbors, and the persistent cries at night. I clung to my family, not knowing when this nightmare would end. Burned into my eyes, I saw them take my identity, my property, seen for what we had, and not for who we were. We were forced to leave our homes with nothing but clothes on our bodies in my dream. I see the crowded bones, skin to skin we prayed, that we would die from starvation, storms, or pirates. The only noises coming from the boats were the sounds of our stomachs aching and children crying. Please have mercy. Then in Malaysia, it was harsh, crowded, and I could barely put food into my children's hands. But it was safe. The sun looked so bright that day. That was the journey that took us to America. In America, I washed dishes, and the restaurant hands raw and aching. Then I would work the night shift. Every single night ended with exhaustion. I brought my children to school. I made sure they had a home. There was freedom here to build, to grow. We finally had stability, something I dreamt of for so long, yet in my heart, I still saw those boats, quietly reminding me of the war. After seeing the experience of our grandparents as refugees, watch as a 14-year-old girl defends the rights of immigrants while realizing something simple in the process and an original. So you have your prejudice ideology, and I have the story of my grandparents. The story of killings, bombings, overcrowded boats, and the hands that held a family together, and you call that dangerous? I call that survival. Why does the story make you so uncomfortable? Because we survived? This society prefers its immigrants to be invisible. But don't you know we are nothing but grateful? We escaped war, death, injustice. We are wary of the looks, comments, glances, cruelty. We just want quiet. That is all. Still, you call us dangerous. And don't you dare tell me this is only history, because this prejudice is happening now. In 2026, Doce Consigo Diaz Morales, a U.S. citizen, was detained by ICE. Not because she was suspicious, but because her name sounded too foreign, because her face didn't look American enough, since when did a name make anyone less of a human? Our 5-year-old Liam Cornet Ramos and his father was detained by ICE on their way to preschool. During his stay in a detention center, Liam got sick from homesickness and worry. ICE claims the people we are detaining pose a threat to national security and violate Border Patrol laws. But what threat does a child pose when they don't even understand the world around them? They are just few of the many victims. And it's not just immigrants who are being attacked. On August 9th, 2014, Michael Brown, an 18-year-old black man, was shot. The officer who shot him claimed he attacked me. He tried to take my weapon. However, civilian reports that Michael raised his hands in a gesture of surrender. Michael Brown's death exposes the already known issue of racial profiling in America. Why is that in a land where its foundation was built by people of color, they are constantly being judged of their worth? America was supposed to be the land for the people. The American dream brought people all over the world to one place in hopes of finding peace, justice, to start a life anew. The greatness of a nation is not how well it protects the powerful, but how well it treats the vulnerable. Yet, despite all this greatness and diversity, some people aren't willing to accept differences in religion, race, and culture. Instead, minority groups are being faced with discrimination, often leading to violence. The weight of discrimination is a constant reminder that your skin color alone makes you a victim. The fear in parents' eyes as they watch their children leave the house, the heartbreak of families who cry for justice but are met with excuses. Innocent lives are lost. Dreams are shattered. All while the perpetrators walk free. America promised liberty and justice for all, yet those words ring hollow as we watch a nation struggle to accept its humanity, to realize we are all human. In my dreams, your worth isn't proven on paper. In my dreams, your ethnicity does not decide your future. In my dreams, we see people for who they are, not for what they look like. In my dreams, the word immigrant is not an insult, but a story of change. I wonder how our lives would have been different if we saw each other as human. If we asked, "Where are you from?" instead of, "Why are you here?" If we stepped into a person's shoes instead of ridiculing them. Families like mine aren't failures to the system. They are evidence that humanity endured, that we kept love and hope within our hearts. So I stand here now, remembering everything you said. Immigrants poison this land, and I realize one simple truth. The only difference you see is color. It doesn't matter if they commit a crime, if they're born in the U.S., they're all dangerous to you. From the moment they came here, you've been out for their throats. People who have been here longer than you are casted out. You blink. Whenever a person of color reaches into their bag, you get to decide who belongs here and who doesn't. But ask yourselves, how many dreams have been lost for this country to stand, and how many dreams are still being denied today. My grandparents crossed an ocean to give my dad a future. I will not let you turn their story into hate, because people of color nurtured this land. They cared for it, built in it, and dreamt in it. And in my dreams, you will understand